Now, in this video, we will going to continue with the components of PLM by considering point number 3, business processes and working methods. Business processes can be imagined as a set of related activities or tasks which are designed to take clearly defined inputs and transform them into a specified output. So that means right from the conceptualization to the disposal, you have to have a very good clarity and it should have a clearly defined inputs. The factors are categorized into management processes, operational processes, and supporting processes. So what is management processes? Management processes govern the operation of a particular organization system of operation. So what does it mean? When you have an organization, we should have the organizational structure. So the operation has to perform according to the organizational structure. So that means if you have, say, for example, if you have taken for a company, a proprietorship company, then the organizational structure will going to be a proprietor. Then it comes to the manager. Then it comes to the engineers. Then it comes to foreman. Then it comes to the worker level. Suppose if you go to a public limited company or a private company, then you will going to get a director or a managing director. Once you get that, then we will going to get the departments, like you should have a design, then production, then manufacturing, then service, then you have inspection. In those departments, you will going to get managers. Like suppose if you have a design, then you will going to get a design manager. Then under that design manager, you will going to have engineers. Under that engineers, then it comes to the workers. Similarly, when it comes to the manufacturing, you are going to get a manager. Then you are going to get a foreman, because it is coming under the control of the foreman, the shop floor. Once you get that, then from the foreman, you will going to go for the workers, the operators, all those things which are going to come into the picture. So then it comes to the inspection. In the inspection, you will going to get a quality engineer. That's all. Then you will going to get a service manager. Then you will going to have service advisors. All those things will going to come under that. So this is how the management process govern the operations of the particular organization. That means the flow will going to take place. Then operational processes constitutes the core business. So what is operational processes? How the process has to take place, how the manufacturing has to take place. This comes under operational process. Supporting processes such as human resources and accounting are put in a place to support the core processes. That means human resources is required for developing the product. So for that, you need to employ some people. So all those things, employment of employing the people to the organization is done by human resources. Then accounting are put in place to support the core process. What does it mean, accounting? Like the accounting involves, like once you sell the product, you need to get the money back after, then it will be done in the accounting department. Then we need to give the salaries for the people who are working in the organization. That also comes under our accounting. Then whatever the manufacturing parts which you need to purchase, then it comes to the purchase department, and in turn that it comes to the accounts. So all these things will going to play a supporting process other than the technical part of this. Then business process management is a management discipline aimed at describing and managing the business processes in the organization. It's a management discipline aimed at describing and managing. That means you need to decide, you need to give a instructions, and also manage the business process organization. The goal is to achieve organization's objectives by aligning the business processes with the objectives and to continually improve these processes for an overall organizational improvement. That means the periodical introspection has to take place in the organization, whether we are going in the right way or whether we have to need to some refining has to be done. All those things which you can think of in these organizational objectives. Then working methods describe regarding the specific instructions on how to safely perform a work-related task or operate a piece of plant or equipment. Application of continuous improvement principles in companies leads to the use of a set of methods and tools to maximize levels of productivity, efficiency, product quality, and the cost reduction. So it is a tool in order to maximize levels of productivity. So that means to have the continuous improvement principles. So then if you want to have maximize the levels of productivity, once you have the maximize the levels of productivity, what happens? It automatically improves on efficiency. Once the productivity is increased, naturally the product quality will going to be increased because it will going to reduce the cost. Once the product quality is improved and the productivity is there, naturally the cost will also comes down. So that is the advantage of using this business process and working methods. Then information systems. To whom we need to carry out the information, or to who has to access the information system in the organization. These are made up of three distinct elements: people, processes, and technology. So first we consider people. PLM requires the participation of many people of various skills from throughout an extended enterprise, each requiring the ability to access and operate on the inputs and output of other participants. That means we need to analyze the individual capability and capacity. People may include outside the company or within the company. However, all of them have a role to manage a product across the life cycle. Some people have limited capabilities, while some equipped with robust capabilities, capable of accomplishing complex tasks and under certain uncertain circumstances. That means once you have a group of people in the organization, depending upon the capability and capacity of the individual people, accordingly it will going to vary. So it means in a product development, some tasks will be affordable or it will be having less skill, whereas some parts or some portions of the part may require a complex task, which we can be able to handle by the individual people. So such type of people will also be available, and we need to make the people to be there in certain circumstances. It is the part of the organization to educate and support the people so as to engage them in efficient goal achievement process. That means the periodical training has to be given in the organization regarding the achievement of the goal. That means to complete the product, that is our main goal. So to achieve those things, we need to have a periodical training, in the sense that to educate them. So the next is processes. It refers to a procedure or a particular course of action intended to achieve a result. So it refers to a procedure. That means we need to manufacture. So there is a manufacturing parts or the manufacturing processes has to be involved. So and what course of action you need to intend to take to get the desired result. In each phase of the product life cycle, there are processes which may be specified to a product or a project or to an organization. If it comes to a product, it will going to become an individual product. So if it is a set of products, then it becomes a project. If it is a set of projects, then it becomes into the organization. So all these things which will going to have a say in the process. So organization, then it comes to the project, then it comes to the product. They could include alliance management, contract preparation and review, delivery, design control, disposal, document control, engineering change management, handling, inspection, new product development, packaging, process control, product identification, product modification, production, project management, purchasing, quality assurance, quality control, recycling, service provision, servicing, storage, test, traceability, and training process. So these are all the various things which are involved in the process. So the moment when you talk about the process, you're going to have a design control, disposal, document control, engineering change management, handling, inspection, new product development, packaging, process control, product identification, product modification, production, project management. So all these things which will going to comes in a different departments in a particular different things in a process to get into a different environment. Then the last one is the technology involved. It refers to the collection of techniques, skills, methods, and processes used in the production of goods or services. The information technology of in PLM includes the data or information from manual paper to the computer or the manual paper cards and records to sophisticated computer and applications and system. That means there is a conversion of hard data into soft data, which enables people within the organization to access, organization to perform their processes and practices in a much more efficient manner. So that means the information technology has to be there in the organization, not as the hard copy, it is only through the data or information from the manual paper cards and records sophisticated computer applications. So that is the main advantage. The different types of informations or analytic methods as designed, as built, as ordered, as delivered, as installed, and as maintained configuration. Assembly drawings, BOMs, that is the bill of materials, CAD geometry, estimating and costing data, customer requirement, design requirements, design specification, engineering drawings, existing product designs, factory layouts, field failure reports, flow charts, machine libraries, maintenance information, machining related programs, purchasing information, quality assurance data, test data files, test results, tool and fixture designs, user guides, etc. So these are all the things which is required in the technology. BOMs, that is bill of materials, CAD geometry, estimating and costing data, and the customer requirements, design specifications, engineering drawings, existing product designs, all those things, including factory layout, field layout, and other things, will going to play a huge role in the technology. Then we have interfaces and standards. The PLM product interface allows access to documents, design data, and other information in a controlled manner, thereby allowing the better communication with respect to all aspects of product development. PLM solutions support a wide range of critical standards issued by government regulatory bodies, professional engineering, manufacturing, quality, and environmental societies. For example, the geometric dimensioning and tolerance, that is GD&T standards, need to be adopted during the design stage. The process planning and bill of material standards for manufacturing, the ISO 9000 set of standards for quality management and quality assurance. So that means the GD&T standards have been established, and GD&T needs to be adopted during the design stage. So the advantage what you will going to get, it is internationally accepted standards of ISO 9000. so that the replacement of parts will going to become much more easier. These standards provide guidance and tools for companies and organizations who want to ensure that their products and services consistently meet customers' requirement and that quality is consistently improved. So this is about the interfaces and standards. In the next video, we will going to talk about the different views of PLM.